Bet y'all were wondering, now why don't she ride? Well, I've been having a lot of trouble with the school and Eli and his blackouts, and he seems to be wandering farther and farther away from the school, and they want me to go and apply and make Eli special ed. So I said, okay, fine. He's got a near genius IQ. Brag. It's my brain he's got in there, not Dad's. None of that is Dad's gene. Him being late, that's Dad's genes. Smart gene, I'll claim. Anywho, he's been going farther and farther. He's been going a quarter of a mile away from the school, and, you know, 3/4 of a mile away from the school. He walks home, which is 2 miles. He's ended up 2.5 miles, 3 miles away from the school at the middle school, and it's just been a horrifying mess for me and nerve-wracking, and I'm losing 11 pounds every 20 days on average. Apparently I'm so fluffy that you can't tell I'm losing the weight just yet, but it's coming off. I'm quite skilled now in TEA, 504, special ed, and epilepsy. I know more about epilepsy than any human being wants to know about. And I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted, but still trying to keep my spirits up. As you can see, I don't look my best, but when do I ever? So, and after all these, I've lost a couple of subscribers, but I gained a lot of subscribers since I last saw y'all in December when I uploaded my son singing with the choir. And so today, instead of just making something fast and saying, you know what, that's dinner, brown rice and some, you know, ground turkey meat with a can of cream of mushroom soup and a half a cup of milk and vámonos, that's your dinner, shut up and eat, you know, with a small raw tomato salad on the side, you know. I've decided to actually make a nutritious, healthful cure-all. Today I'm making caldo de pollo. It's a chicken soup, but this isn't just anything remotely near Campbell's chicken noodle. It isn't like Progresso. It isn't like any chicken noodle soup you've ever had before. This is actual, honest to goodness, Mexican mom style soup. This soup is good for hangovers. If you've got the flu or a cold, you drink this soup boiling hot. I mean, ardiendo. Screaming scalding hot is what ardiendo means in Spanish. But yeah, it will knock you cold, but you will feel better within 30 minutes. You will fall down for a nap, just collapse from the goodness of the soup, and wake up and you will be cured of all that ails you in the Mexican mother's kitchen here. So today we're going to make Mexican caldo de pollo. A lot of you are going to say, oh my God, Cindy, that's tortilla soup. No. Totally different. There's some elements that are in tortilla soup that are not in this soup. This soup is more chock full of vegetables. And the thing is, if you want to use this soup as a cure-all, you have to drink it while it's hot, all the way down to the bottom, and there's going to be like a vegetable and mineral sludge, like all the stuff that has come out of the onion and the celery and the potato and the cabbage. You have to drink and eat all of the sludge that's at the bottom of the bowl to get the full benefit of it, because, you know, all of the vitamins and stuff, all of the goodness, just like when you have a bowl of cereal and you pour the milk over the cereal and all the nutrients from the cereal end up at the bottom of the bowl. That's how your soup and like if you eat Frankenberry, your milk ends up pink, because all of the nutrients and goodness leach out and they stay in the milk. That's why it's very important to drink the milk in your cereal. The same holds true for this soup. Drink it all down to the bottom, and then a little squeeze of lemon for the properties that citrus holds. And we're going to turn on the stove, and I'm going to bring the ingredients over, and we're going to begin. And you might notice that I'm a little bit brighter standing in the kitchen today. The husband has put in, I don't know if you can see that, ceiling fan. Let me get back here and see if you guys can see that. Ceiling fan. So I have a ceiling fan in my kitchen now. And all right, give me just a second and I will be back and we will make caldo de pollo. Okay, and here we go. All right there. What we need to do is, this is 3 medium-sized russet potatoes, 2 celery stalks, 2 medium tomatoes, half of a small cabbage, 1 bunch of cilantro, 1 large onion. And you're going to want to shove it all in the pot. Just like that. Just get it all in there. and you're gonna say, oh my God, it doesn't fit. Give it a minute, because y'all know as well as I do that the cabbage and the onions, it's all gonna cook down really, really nicely. Okay, and then, oops, and y'all know me with my usually dirty stovetop. Want that tomato. Alrighty. Now, oh, and then we're going to put in some shredded carrots. You can shred carrots. You can use baby carrots. You can chop whole carrots. I just happen to have these carrots, these shreds open. I'm going to put in some, just what is that? What do you think? A couple of tablespoons of the minced garlic. And here's a kicker. A can of whole kernel corn. Can y'all see that? Can of whole kernel corn with the juice. Okay, get it all out of there. I missed y'all. I didn't realize how much I missed cooking and how much I missed blathering onto y'all. But here we go. And here we go. There's a familiar sound. Me throwing stuff across the kitchen. Okay, and you're going to want to get that all down there. And then, now this is all to taste, okay? You are going to go with, make sure that's taco seasoning. I'm going to go, I want it to have a spicy flavor. So I'm going to put in 3 tablespoons of taco seasoning. You can use Lowry's or, you know, whomever else makes taco seasoning. To start, I'm going to put in a tablespoon of salt and a big shaking of pepper. Okay. Now, I wanted to also talk to y'all about the corn a little bit. You can drain it if you don't want the corn in there. You don't have to. I use the liquid, as you saw, to add, you know, to keep the, everybody knows that when you can stuff, whether you buy in a tin can or you can it at home, those juices are in that corn milk that's in the can. So I like to use the juice. But what Mexican moms like to do is take a couple of ears of raw corn and just chop the raw corn into nubs. Okay, and then you put the nubs in there. Typically, we also, us Mexican moms, throw in some chicken legs. But today, I'm going to be, like, typically it's like, it's such a hearty soup, you only use 1 chicken leg per person. But I'm going to be dicing 2 chicken breasts, boneless, skinless today. But I want to get this started first. So, and then here's another magic ingredient. This, you can use Swanson chicken broth, you can use water. It really doesn't matter what you use in your soup. But something that Mexican moms love. It is a lifesaver. And I live in a predominantly Anglo-Saxon neighborhood, and I'm Hispanic, so I know the value of this. But it is, let me get behind the camera here. It is called caldo de pollo y tomate, which is tomato chicken broth, okay? And this just saves us a step, because if you're using just a plain old box of chicken broth, that's perfectly fine, but this has tomato sauce in it. If you're using regular chicken broth, to add that dimension and that depth, you're going to want to add the little squatty can of tomato sauce, not spaghetti sauce, plain tomato sauce. I am going to use as many as will fit in here. Like I said, okay, it looks like I'm going to be putting in 2 quarts of this broth. I might put in a little bit more because I need to leave room for the soup and I need to leave room for the reduction of the vegetables in the broth. Oh, the smell is divine. And there we go. Yeah, I'm going to end up chopping. As soon as I put the chicken in, we'll see about putting in more broth. But for now, I'm going to go chop my chicken, and I'll be back to talk to you some more about this soup. All right. I got the chicken all chopped up, and I'm going to add it. But first, I am going to test for seasoning, because once you add that chicken, it is palatable for at least 20 to 30 minutes. Oh my God, that's good. Okay. Now, we're going to add 2 diced boneless, skinless chicken breasts. Like I said, you can use thighs. You can use chicken legs. And just get them all well incorporated. Yeah, see, if I'd have added broth, that would have been more broth. That may have been too much. So, I'm going to push all the chicken down to the bottom so that it cooks. And then we are going to let it simmer for about 25-35 minutes. Once that chicken is done, you can start taste testing it to see if any of the potatoes have sucked up any of the salt, or you know, the cabbage too sucks up salt. So just after you're sure the chicken has cooked and the broth is well boiled, go ahead and start testing for seasoning, and if you have to reseason, do so. We'll see you again in 25 to 35 minutes. Hi, it's been 11 or 12 minutes, and basically I'm just going to take the fork that I had off here to the side, and I'm just going to push all the ingredients down, and I'm going to try, if I can, by just giving a gentle pressing to see to it that the cabbage begins to break and loosen up. Now, because this has to boil until all the veg is translucent, and like the onions are translucent and the cabbage is wilted, and it has to cook, it has to simmer until the potatoes are, you know, are cooked through. It's got to sit in the simmering broth for so long. Now might be a good, oh, see, look at that piece of cabbage. Now might be a good time to pull out any dehydrated cabbage that you might have laying around, or those dehydrated onions or dehydrated carrots. You could very well use dehydrated food storage for this, and I think it would be awesome. I really, really do. Pull out your canned potatoes, or you know what might even add a little depth here, a little layer of flavor, is if you can your own tomatoes, which I have done before. Add some seasoning to your tomatoes. Like, of course, you're going to raw pack your tomatoes, and you're going to put in a little, just a pinch of taco seasoning. And I wouldn't add the cilantro though. Just add like the taco seasoning, and then you have taco, or you know, Mexican tomatoes or Spanish tomatoes, whatever you want to call them. If you add a little Italian seasoning, you have Italian tomatoes. And all this for like what, 35 cents a tomato. And you know, the nickel that it costs you to make your own homemade taco seasoning or Italian seasoning, as opposed to going and paying $3.54 for, you know, this teeny weeny, what is this, 2.75 ounces, when, you know, for just, you know, 30 cents, 1 tomato and a tablespoon of your own seasoning. Now, don't judge me. Don't judge me. I got this free. I'm a couponer, one of those extreme couponing chicks who goes and has $1,000 on the belt and then gets all of her coupons. I mean, you know, after all coupons are said and done, I get my entire order for 17 bucks. I'm one of those chicks. So you ought to see my bedroom and my closet. It's shameful. But anywho, just, oh, look, it's starting to bubble. And that's okay. You can let it bubble fast and let it go. Or you can simmer it real low and slow. But, you know, I would highly recommend low and slow. Like I started this at what, at 4:30, and just let it go. Just let it go. See, now I'm gonna, let me see, I don't even know what I have it on. Oh, Lord Almighty, I have it on full blast. I'm gonna put it on low. You can put the lid on it if you want to. I'm not gonna. And just let it go. Make sure that celery is nice and soft and pale green, and the onions should be virtually translucent. You should be able to almost see through them, and the cabbage should just disintegrate when you know, put it in your mouth. So, well, we're gonna let this go. At this point, it's been on 15 minutes, so we're just gonna let it go for another, what, 15 to 25. All right, it is 5:35, and let's take a look at what we got here. We got perfectly cooked chicken cubes. And look at that. I don't know. Let me get closer to you with a papa. Papa is potato. A ver la papa. cooked. And then the cabbage, it's wilted. Very well. There's no. Yeah, that's perfect. And the onions are. Some of the onions don't look as translucent as I would like, but let me see if I can get close to you here. If you can see that, but that's pretty translucent. You can pretty much see through it. You can see the tines of the fork through the onion. I know you can see that because I can see it in the return video feed. So, and let me just give it a stir. And you know what? Make some of that take some of that extra chicken broth if you have any left over. If not, just make a bouillon cube or two, or you can add water. And oh, that smells wonderful. Oh, look, there's the celery. I forgot to put celery in it. Soft and stewed. If you've got any more broth left, or like I said, you can use water, and it seems too thick, and you want it to be more soupy, just add more broth. So yes, at the end, just so that it can be completely and fully soupy, just add another quart of chicken broth. And then but don't do that. I spilled over. And you know, the soup is scalding, screaming hot, so to add room temperature broth, yeah, didn't cool it down, not in the slightest. And then just going to, let me grab a bowl here so you guys can see what the kids are having. And I'm going to get my ladle. Okay. Awesome. Oh. And there you go. Caldo de pollo. Mexican chicken soup. Eat at home, y'all. You'll thank yourself for it. Squeeze a lime and a corn tortilla with butter. You're good to go.